Day 494 of doing a LeetCode problem every day until I get a job. All right, y'all, we're back again another day, another LeetCode problem where we're doing daily LeetCode problems. And today we have question number 1408, string matching in an array. The difficulty level is easy, so you already know we're going to keep the solution as simple and easy to understand as well. But before we get started, y'all, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hype, and share. And if you need any new Apple AirPods, go ahead and check out the link in the description so you can get you some. Now let's see what the question says. Given an array of strings words, return all strings and words that are a substring of another word. You can return the answer in any order. All right, y'all, so that sounds simple enough. Let's go ahead and take a look at these examples just to make sure that we're doing this problem correctly. So before we get into the examples, let's go over what a substring is. It says a substring is a contiguous non-empty sequence of characters within a string. So contiguous meaning the characters have to be right next to each other in a sequence of characters that are right next to each other. So let's go through these examples so we could break it down one step further. So in example 1, we have our input words equals an array of strings, mass, as, hero, and superhero. The output is as and hero. Explanation says as is a substring of mass and hero is a substring of superhero. Therefore, or it says hero and as is also a valid answer. So as we can see, as is a substring in mass, right? It's right here. That's a substring. It's contiguous. The characters are the same in the same order as they appear in as, and they're right next to each other. So we have as right here. Similarly with hero, hero is a substring of superhero because we have hero right here. So that's a substring of superhero because we can find the word hero. We can find the word hero in superhero. So as and hero are both substrings of different words in this array. As is a substring of mass, and hero is a substring of superhero. So let's take a look at example 2 just in case that didn't really make sense. So in example 2, we have our input words equals an array of strings LeetCode, ET, and code, or et and code. The output is ET and code. Explanation says ET and code are substrings of LeetCode. So once again, we have ET right here. That's a substring of LeetCode, and the Leet part right here. We can find ET in the string. In the string LeetCode, we could also find the word ET inside of that string. Also with the word code, we could find the word code in the word LeetCode right here, right? So that makes it a substring. Therefore, these two strings right here are both substrings of LeetCode, so we return both of them, ET and code. So let's take a look at example 3 where they might try to throw a trick our way where there are no strings or substrings or words that are substrings of the other words. So in example 3, we have our input words equals an array of strings blue, green, and boo. The output is a blank array because no string of words is a substring of another string. So as you can see, none of these words fit into another word, right? We have boo right here, but that's not going to work. If this was BL or BLU, then it would be a substring, right? But since it's missing this L, it doesn't count as a substring because there's an L right here. So that L messes it up. And then green is just no way green is going to be a substring or has a substring in this array. So we return a blank array. So now that we understand the question, y'all, let's get into the fun part, the actual solution. Solution is not that difficult. And guess what, y'all? I got 2 solutions for y'all today. So make sure y'all stay around after the first solution so we can get into the second solution. They're both easy to understand, so I figured I'd include both of them. Now, the first thing we are going to do for the first solution is we're going to initialize an empty array to store the result. So we're going to declare a variable called return array, and this we're going to say colon, open up the square brackets, we're going to say string, come outside of those square brackets, and we're going to initialize it. We're going to say equal and put a blank array so we can initialize it with a blank array. Then we're going to loop through each word in the input array. So to do that, we're going to say for word 1 in words, boom. Then for each word 1, we're going to loop again through all the words in the array. So we're going to say for word 2 in words as well, then we're going to open up the brackets. And we're going to check if word 1 and word 2 are different, and if word 2 contains word 1 as a substring. So we're going to say if word 1 exclamation point equals, so does not equal word 2, meaning that they're different, and two and signs, word 2 dot contains, open up the parentheses, word 1, then if so, we can add word 1 to the result array, right? So we're going to come right here and we're going to say return array dot append, open up the parentheses and pass in word 1. Then we're going to break out of the inner loop because we already found a match for word 1. So we come underneath this and just say break. Now we just need to come all the way down here and we can say, or we need to return the final array of words that appear as substrings in other words by saying return array. Boom. Should be all she, ooh, let's run it first, y'all. I almost submitted it first, but that should be all she wrote. Let's see, let's run it, make sure it's accepted first. It's accepted, so that now let's go ahead and submit it. Make sure it's still accepted after we submit it. Okay, 31 milliseconds beats 75% of users. That's all right. We could get those numbers up, but we'll worry about that further down our LeetCode journey. Right now, we just want to be able to solve the problem that is presented to us, and I feel like this is a simple and easy solution that we can all learn from, and we all can use what we learned from this solution and future solutions. Now, with that being said, let's get into solution number 2, y'all. And solution number 2 is even easier than this one, y'all. And guess what, y'all? We got a one-liner. That's right, y'all. We could write this solution in one line of code, so you know I had to include it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to use the filter to function to keep only the words that satisfy a condition. So we're going to say words.filter. Then we're going to open up the brackets. We're going to say IN. Boom. Then for each word I, we're going to check if there exists another word in the array such that it is not equal to I and contains I as a substring by saying words.first. Open up the brackets again. We're going to say I, exclamation point, equals, so does not equal, $0, and two and signs, $0. So once again, this $0 represents each word in the initial words array. Boom. So then we're going to say $0 dot contains, open up the parentheses I, come outside of these brackets, still inside the other brackets, and we're going to say does not equal nil. Boom. And if such a word exists and is not nil, I will be included in the result. So let's go ahead and run this. Make sure this runs correctly. It's accepted. Let's go ahead and submit it. Make sure it's still accepted after we submit it. And look at that, y'all. 25 milliseconds beats 100% of users. That's what I'm talking about. Those are some good numbers right there. So with that being said, y'all, I hope y'all learned something today, and I hope to see y'all here tomorrow for another day, another LeetCode problem. See y'all then.